So I just actually stumbled across this by accident. There's a couple of guys that sharpen here locally. They do knives, so I didn't really want to kind of cross into them because I'm actually friends with them. So we've kind of got a mutual agreement that, you know, their shops are their shops. If I go into them by accident, I just say, hey, cool, I'm out, and then vice versa. So if anybody can't see, you're more than welcome to come up here and stand. Like I said, I actually learned this one day, I guess about 4 or 5 years ago through Jason. He pulled me to the side after a show, and we just kind of did a little crash course. So he's the one that actually kind of taught me how to do this. And I mean, I haven't had any complaints. I warranty my work. I give them a 2-week warranty on the service and anything, so if it's not sharp to where they need it. Because it's kind of hard to tell when you go into each place, because you know, one chef or one cook may want them sharper than the other because they're cutting certain vegetables or certain meat or, you know, cookies or whatever the case may be. So I usually just start off with a 100 micron, and then I usually finish off with a 40 if need be. With your knives, this one you're not going to be able to do the ones that have like the little serrations or like the little hoops or whatever you want to call them. There is a wheel that you can get for this that specializes for that. But again, I'm not doing enough knives to warrant me going and spending, you know, $1,000 on a wheel.
Is that a cushion or a flat plate?
This is a flat plate. All of it's flat. Obviously with the knives, you have 2 sides unlike a scissor. So you have this side and then the back side.
Do you not use cushion for a reason?
Honestly, I just use it because it brings it up faster and...
The non-cushion.
Right, correct. So flat plates, and because you're not convexing the knives, it's just going to be a straight like bevel across. So
that doesn't mean you couldn't use a cushion. I mean, it's
no, you can use a cushion.
Lightly, you wouldn't be able to press down because you could roll the edge if you pressed down.
Right, right. So like I said, I'm just going by the way Jason showed me. So he used the flat. I've been sticking with the flat. It's been working for me. You can always experiment, like anything with sharpening anything. Y'all can experiment with the cushions and see how it goes. I don't like it, personally for me, I don't like it for exactly what you said. I don't want any give, and I don't want to round off the knife edge and stuff. So you're basically at 0 when you have it sitting like this, and then that's about 90. So the closer to the plate you get, the sharper the knife's going to become. So when you're doing the front side, you're going to roll it to where it runs clockwise. When you do it on the opposite side, you're going to run it counterclockwise, if that makes sense. And I just pull it straight out up until I get to the tip, and then I kind of curve with the tip. Usually about 2 or 3 passes, if they're not super dull or really messed up, you can bring up the edge. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it on camera or not, so again, if y'all want to come up here either during or after, I'm fine with it. But I use the side right here, the black side on this, as a backdrop, so I can actually see like the burr or the edge being pulled up. I'm sorry?
Are you making contact on both sides of the plate, or just the...
Just the one, because I have the edge of the tip raised up a little bit. And then as I pull it, when I get onto the other side of the plate, and then I set it back down. And again, like I said, yeah, about 2 inches or so of the plate on the right side. And again, I mean, once you kind of get the feel for it, it doesn't really take that long, especially if they're not messed up or anything. I actually had a handful of people asking if I did knives. Probably about a year before I got with Jason. And I just, hey, do you happen to do knives? Do you happen to do knives? There are customers in the chair, do you do knives? And I said no all the time, and apparently there's a niche for it. So like I said, I was talking to Jason about it, just tell him, hey, you know, I was thinking about buying a machine, this, that, and the other. He's like, no, you don't need another machine. Just try it on this, and if you like it, you know, then you can get you another machine, or you can still continue with the Flathone. So, like I said, I don't have a whole bunch because I didn't go out looking for it. And then just take paper. I'm gonna hold it up. Just getting started. And when you go to cut, you just want a nice clean cut. You don't want to have to like sit there and saw through it, or you don't want it to tear up and anything like that. So that's pretty much all you're looking for. Just a nice little clean cut. And then I usually just give them back, and if they have time, hey, try them out before I leave. That way if I need to touch anything up, I'm already there. I don't have to come back. But regardless, they still have the warranty. If they get dropped, you know, one of their helpers knocks it off the prep table or whatever. So, and that's pretty much really it. I mean, that's all there is to it. You know, I used to charge $1 an inch, but I just figured it comes out easier, so I just do a flat rate of $6 a knife. Some people charge more, some people charge less. Just kind of tweak it to accommodate, you know, the areas that y'all are catering to and stuff. But like I said, this is kind of just like a simple, like, hey, if I'm thinking about getting into the knife sharpening, this is a way to do it. That way you don't have to go out and buy a belt system if you don't already have one or another. There are a couple machines out on the market that are strictly for knives that you can get. But, sorry, my eye's twitching. So, but other than that, that's really it. Y'all have any questions or anything? Or want to come up here and see where I'm talking about, where you can see the edge being brought up? Y'all are more than welcome.
So you're looking for a burr just similar to what you see on a pair of shears?
Yes.
Sharpen knives too, because you'll get a lot of people there want the knife sharpened, and it helps supplement or anything. And you probably, 10, 15 knives an hour. You charge $6 a knife, that's $90 an hour. That's more than most people make an hour.
How do you train them to bring their knives in?
Normally, so the way I do my appointments, I'll message them anywhere from 3 to 5 business days ahead of time. Hey, going to be in the area such and such day. If they've mentioned it last time, I'll make a note of my paperwork before. So let's just say I was there 3 months ago and I'm coming, you know, this week. And if I've messaged them last week, I'll say, hey, I'll be by, you know, July 12th to sharpen your shears. Also, you had mentioned you wanted to bring your knives. So if you want to still get your knives done, you know, bring those with you and I can get them knocked out when I come. Okay. That's pretty much it. On my card, on the back side of my business card, I list everything that I sharpen or cater to. So when I give them the card, I'll tell them on the back, my services are on the back as well. And they can always text or call to inquire like on pricing or setting up appointments and stuff like that.
So you're not trying to go to restaurants necessarily?
I've got, yeah, I literally have 4 accounts. But again, I'm not looking to build that up. I've got one high-end restaurant south of Atlanta, and then I have like 2, well, one's like a sandwich cookie type shop up off of Lake Oconee, and then there's one in Madison that I cater to. That's it. That's all I have.
You're in the neighborhood and you got a client, so.
Yeah. If I, like a lot of my customers have gone from like salons and salon suites to building out extra rooms or garage or whatever in their house. So while I'm there, they'll bring out their whole like block of knives and stuff while I'm there. Neighbors, hey, I got a guy coming over, he does knives if you want them, and stuff like that. So it's kind of word of mouth, and it depends on like when I get there, what exactly I have, but they'll let me know, hey, I've got some knives for you, my coworker has some knives, and I've got a neighbor that has some knives. I'm like, yeah, that's fine. So, but I'm not actively searching for it, but it is out there, so.
It's another income stream from your business, just like you can sharpen shears and you take on clipper blades, that's another income stream. Sharpening knives is an income stream. Selling shears is an income stream. as many income streams as you can get coming into your business, the better it is.
As long as you don't take away from the time when you make the most money.
Yeah.
Time invested. You got a question, Jack?
Oh, sorry. Yes, sir.
Jay, I have equipment that's specific for knife sharpening, won't be in a water wheel, but I've just bought an old Makita flat top like that there, that is the one direction.
Okay.
Are you familiar, or have you know anybody that is sharpening knives doing one side leading and one side following? That's the only way you sharpen a knife on that Makita.
Everybody that I've talked to, including people that have been doing that, like that is what they do. You got to do both sides because there's two sides to the knife. So if you do the one side, from my understanding, just talking to the other sharpeners that do this for a living, the knives and stuff, it'll be sharp, but it's not going to be as accurate and it won't be as efficient for what the cooks and stuff are looking for. So if you just do the one side, it's just kind of like you're doing half. It's kind of almost like if you do a scissor blade and you just do like from the throat area to the tip, if you just do like that back half and leave the other half untouched, or don't even do the other blade. It may work for a little while, but it's not going to be efficient.
You can lay it like that and do one side following, but the other side you have to do edge leading.
Right.
Eat a knife.
Don't do edge leading.
Could be dangerous.
Unless you've got hard wheel, you're not going to do that. You're doing it on the paper. But what you can do, you won't go, if it's directional, right? When you're starting here, so do the first side, use the far side now to draw up against the wheel. Does it make sense?
Well, there's another deal
You wanna
with
come up
that
here,
thing
Sean?
about trying to, well, I can build it, but I haven't done it yet.
I only do this sometimes because we'll do it when we're deburring, and I'm lazy, so I don't like to hit the switch. But if the wheel's turning through the edge, right?
Jay, if he's going to do edge leading, you might want to step back a
If
little
it
bit.
turns one
Well, that's
direction,
how I was telling Jim, the only time we do edge leading is we want to play catch with the knives. Because they will cut into the wheel. And
I learned that the hard way.
then you have to find it. And I only have 9.5 fingers, so I can't afford to do that. But if I've got it going here to create my burr, right? The other side is spinning ultimately opposite. So I flip it over and I draw it back up. I don't usually go down just because, again, risk of pull. But if I draw up in, I'll push my burr the other direction, and I've just done both sides.
So you're on the opposite side of the wheel. That makes
Yes.
sense. That makes sense.
Thank you.
Going up, or one side's going up, the other side's going up.
We also cut 6 1/4 inch leather wheels that fit these, and then that gives you 1/8 inch overhang, so you can bullnose it around the edge of the steel, so you can deburr without hitting the steel plates. So we enjoy doing the knives on there.